to Rega Achievers Educational Limited, presenting Royal Tutors, your trusted support for brain-friendly impact and learning. Today, we'll be looking at how to answer punctuation questions in SAT 11 plus exams. Sit back and let's dive into the learning. These questions test accurate use of commas, apostrophes, quotation marks or speech marks, and colons and semicolons. What does punctuation questions test? It tests whether you can use punctuation marks correctly to make writing clear and grammatically correct. They often appear in SAT writing and language, also in 11 plus verbal reasoning writing. First is comma. What do we use comma for? How do we identify comma? Commas are used for separating items in a list. It is used after introductory words or phrases. It is used between independent clauses joined by conjunctions, fanboys, that is for, and, no, but, or, yet, and so. We also use commas around non-essential information. Here are some examples. Number one, we use commas in listing items that are related. I bought apples, oranges, and bananas. For introductory phrase, after school, we went to the park. Conjunction, that is fanboys. I wanted to go, but it started raining. Non-essential information. My brother, who lives in London, is visiting. Ensure you read the sentence aloud. Where there are natural pauses, often indicates where commas go. For apostrophe, what does apostrophe mean? An apostrophe is a punctuation mark used to show one possession, that is something belongs to someone or something. Omission or contraction, that is letters missing in contractions. First, for showing possession, it could appear in both singular noun possession or plural noun possession. When we talk about singular noun possession, all you need to do is to add apostrophe s to show that one person or thing owns something. For example, the girl's book. The girl's book, that is, the book belongs to the girl. Second example, the cat's tail. The tail of the cat. Why plural noun possession? If the plural ends in s, just add apostrophe. That is, we usually say s apostrophe to show plural noun possession. S apostrophe, that is plural nouns that ends in s. All you need to do is just to add apostrophe at the back, or in front of the s. The teacher's room, that is the room for all the teachers. The dog's owner, the owner of the dogs. If the plural doesn't end in s, you add apostrophe s. For example, the children's toys. The children's toys. So the toys of the children. 2. Showing omission or contractions. Use an apostrophe to replace missing letters in contractions. For example, don't, that is do not. Am, that is I am. It is or it has. There, that is they are. I want you to take note of this, that it is always a contraction. While for possession, you use it without the apostrophe. No apostrophe. Please take note of this. When you are showing possession, using it, no apostrophe. Oftentimes, students make mistake while trying to write it is and it. Some usually write it is for it, and some write it for it is. Please take note of this. One is for contraction and the other one is for possession. Question marks, also known as speech marks. Quotation marks, also known as speech marks. Quotation marks are used to show someone's exact words, and also it is used to highlight titles. How to use quotation marks or speech marks with examples. The punctuation, comma, period, question mark usually goes inside the quotation marks. That is, when you are using your quotation mark, you need to put your comma, your period, your question mark, your exclamation mark inside the quotation, not after you have finished the quotes. You now put your punctuation. It is inside the quotation marks. Then when you're starting a new paragraph, that is when a different person is speaking, you use your quotation mark. For example, where are you going? Asked Tom. If you see that sentence, you can see that the question mark is inside the quotation mark and not outside. To the library, that is, replied Sarah. You can see the next speaker is written in the next line. Then take note of this, that single quotation marks are often used inside double quotes. For example, I heard him shout, "Watch out!" Just in time. You can see that we have two quotes in one statement. Two quotes. So you use your single quotation mark when you have double quotes. Then always start and end the exact words with quotation mark. Don't overuse quotation marks. Only use them for speech, quotes, or special emphasis. For example, I am tired, said I know. There's a new speaker, I can't find my bag, said Tom. Have you checked your locker? Asked Mary. Note. Commas go inside quotation mark before a speaker tag. Please take note of this. Number 4, colons and semicolons. What does colon mean? A colon is a punctuation mark used to introduce, explain, or emphasize something. A colon is a punctuation mark used to introduce, explain, or emphasize something. It often signals that what follows is closely related to the clause before it. Here are some examples. You will need 3 things for the trip: a backpack, a water bottle, and a map. Note, don't use a colon if the list comes immediately after a verb or preposition. Now let's say this sentence, it is wrong. I need a pen, a notebook, and an eraser. But you say, I need a pen, a notebook, and an eraser. Semicolon. A semicolon is used to connect closely related ideas or separate items in a complex list. Think of it as a soft period or strong comma. Soft period or strong comma. Here are some examples. I have a meeting tomorrow. I cannot attend the party. We visited Paris, France, Rome, Italy, and Berlin, Germany. You can see Paris and France, Rome and Italy, Berlin and Germany. Here are some tips for using semicolon. Both sides of a semicolon should be complete sentence unless you're separating items in a list. Don't confuse semicolons with colons. A colon introduces, a semicolon connects. How to answer punctuation question. First, read the sentence carefully, that is, identify the grammatical structure. 2. Look for natural pauses, often indicate commas. 3. Check possession or contraction, that is, apostrophes. 4. Check for speech marks, verify commas, period placements, and new speaker rules. 5. For colon, semicolon, check if two independent clauses or a list follows. And finally, choose the option that makes the sentence clear and grammatically correct. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. You can comment, ask your question in the comment section. Bye bye.